Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps, what's going on you sexy bitches and all you other pieces of garbage? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, once again for video number 2 on your now late, almost getting close to late, Monday night, July the 7th, 2025, or if you're watching on the replay, because I know you people love to watch me on the replay. That's why I have the replay crew. So if you're watching on the replay, it is now July the 8th, 2025. Obviously, we start the first full week of July. As we're still rolling through the start of the second half of The Price is Right. No, the second half of the 2025. Still going through the first couple weeks of summer. But anyway, whenever you're watching this, it's either July 7th or July 8th, 2025, right here on Killer of Demons 66. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So make sure you subscribe to my channels. Hit that like button, stick the thumb up the other people's asses, because that's where it belongs. And share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you don't, well, you're pretty much SOL. And you better know what that means by now. And if not, you need to get slapped in the face for not looking it up. Jerky. And that's all I got to say about that. And also, get a comment on this video or any one of my videos on my respective channels. But don't leave stupid comments, please. If you do, you're going to get blocked. And if you don't like that, then go cry to somebody, little bitch. Go do that shit on your dead channel that nobody cares about with 21 subs or whatever, how many subs you have. Nobody cares. Because you ain't going to do it on my channel. You can do it on your dead channel. And that's all I got to say about that. And also, if you're brand new here, if you've never seen me before, and you're wondering, who the fuck is this guy? I mean, who the fuck is that guy? Talk about wrestling and other stuff. Well, my name is Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, sports, music, whatever the fuck I want to talk about on my respective channels. So, if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Ain't that? We hope you enjoy the ride. I'll get it out of my mouth. That's what she said. But we hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a cold one. This is ginger ale. You wish this was champagne. Or, as they say in Britain, pissy piss. So, a little pissy piss? No, I don't have pissy piss. It's ginger ale. But anyway, whatever you're drinking tonight, or whenever you watch this video, sit back, relax, you grab that cold one, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. And like I said before, if you like it, great. You know, well, fuck you, man. Go watch somebody else. But that's that. But even if you don't like me, you're gonna watch me anyway. So, I'll thank you for the free view and the free sub or whatever. And the free comments or whatever. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, enough about that. Bull funky. That's bullshit for you people who don't know what bull funky is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, video number 2 on your late Monday night. Check out my first video of the day. Go back a video and watch my TNA Ring of Honor reviews, I should say, plural, from this past week on July 3rd. So check that out. Good stuff. Good stuff from TNA Ring of Honor. We got the we got the Ring of Honor go-home show this Thursday night before Supercard of Honor, I believe, 19. Coming your way Friday night, around the same time as SmackDown, which is a go-home show. So, lots of good stuff this week, man. Sort of not so great tonight, but, you know, with Monday Night Raw. We got NXT tomorrow, Dynamite on Wednesday night, Collision not on Saturday, Thursday night, with TNA and Ring of Honor, and then Friday night, we got SmackDown, and also Supercard of Honor. Saturday, woo! Lots of wrestling Saturday. We got All In and the Great American Bash for NXT at 3 p.m. And then at 8 p.m. on the great station of NBC, Saturday nights, main event. And then Sunday night, we got Evolution 2, Electric Boogaloo. So we got that to round out this hectic week of action. Then we got Monday Night Raw next week. And we're back at it again. Not a hectic week next week, but we got that. And then later, at the end of this month, we got TNA Slammiversary, I believe on the 26th or the 27th of this month. So, good stuff. And the G1 is starting next week. Oh, it's a great time to be alive if you're a wrestling fan and a content creator. Not that I cover the G1, because that's a long fucking thing. That is days of watching the G1 at 3 o'clock in the morning here in the States, in my neck of the woods. But I do watch the first night, but I'm not going to cover it, obviously. Maybe next year I might do it. But, I do cover New Japan just for Wrestle Kingdom. That's it. And, what was Wrestle Dynasty, which happened this past January. I think they're doing another one in next January, 2026. But we'll see what happens with that. But definitely doing Wrestle Kingdom 19 coming up in January. But we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a long, big month, big week this week. We got Slammiversary at the end of the month. And as we go into August, we got a 2-night SummerSlam event. We got Clash of Paris at the end of August the 31st in Paris. That's going to be an afternoon show because it's in Paris, which is like 5-6 hours away. And then the week before that, August the 24th, we got AEW Forbidden Door in the afternoon because it's in Jolly Old England, love. So it's going to be like a 3 p.m. show on a Sunday. And then as we go into September, we got Ring of Honor's next pay-per-view, Death Before Dishonor, I believe. Yeah, sometime in September. And I think at the end of September, we got AEW, we got All Out in, I believe that's in Philly or Toronto. I forget which one. I think it's in Philly. But we got that. I think we might have a WWE or NXT pay-per-view in September. But, we got that. And the residencies for AEW in Chicago. And I think NXT is doing one at the 2300 Arena, the ECW Arena coming up. I think in September. So, it's a great time to be alive. And GCW is coming to town in my neck of the woods. It's going to be a great show for this next weekend. Can't wait for that. I get a free ticket. Ha! But you know why? Because I'm Mr. VIP, and you're not. And that's all I gotta say about that. Hopefully I don't see Matt fucking Cardona. But he's gonna be there. Most likely. Corey Jade's gonna be there. Gigi Dolan. Masha. Maybe Nick fucking Gage. I would love to meet Nick Gage. Say, hey, you remember that girl, the Demon Diva? You did a cameo for? I know her. I don't know her, Nick fucking Gage. MDK all fucking day. I'm gonna have fun next week watching some hardcore deathmatch wrestling. Well, tamed, of course, because it's the New York State Athletic Commission. Don't get me started with that shit. Fuck the New York State Athletic Commission. Fuck them all to hell. Just get hit with some barbed wire exploding bats. Fuck them. So yeah. So they're in New York, but it's gonna be tame. We're not gonna see like barbed wire. We're gonna see glass. I'm gonna see any of that. I don't know about light tubes, but I mean, insane. I mean, blood up the wazoo. I mean, we'll see what happens at that show. It's gonna be a great show. Can't wait. Cannot wait. We move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, really quick, because I want to get to bed, because I got things to do tomorrow, like physical therapy. I do gotta work a little bit tomorrow, not too much. You know, tomorrow's like a light day. Wednesday is the day I gotta actually Wednesday I'm off, because I have, a doctor appointment early in the morning. And then Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday I have off, because, I have doctor appointments, and Thursday I have to get my teeth done. I have to go to another dentist appointment, and then pretty much Friday, I have a full day of work, and then that's it. Weekend, I don't work on the weekend. Usually I don't work on the weekends. Some days I have to like, you know, I have to log in and do a little minor stuff, but, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, pays to be a music reviewer. Lots of money. But I digress. Moving on. Speaking of that, tomorrow, well, when you see this video, it'll be tomorrow. But later tomorrow, I will be reviewing the Ozzy Osbourne tribute show. Well, not the final show from jolly old England. Just a tearjerker of a fucking show. Good show. Metallica, Pantera, Sabbath, of course. Guns N' Roses, David Draymond from Disturbed was part of it. J.K. Lee appearance. Some good stuff. Ozzy's performance was just amazing, and then Sabbath right after that. And as soon as they, like the final song, which I think was Paranoid, came on, and then his speech before and after, and what happened on stage after with the cake, and, you know, all the Sabbath members coming up to Ozzy, you know, hugging him, and then basically they left, and then Ozzy's just like sitting there, because he can't stand, obviously, because of his back. Just soaking it in, crying up a storm. Everybody in the stadium was crying. Everybody watching online was crying. Even though the feed kind of cut out near the end, bastards. But I saw the whole thing. It was just amazing concert, amazing. Some good covers of some Ozzy tunes. You know, David Draymond and J.K. Lee doing "Shot in the Dark." That's something I never thought I heard. I would see again, like J.K. Lee doing "Shot in the Dark." I think he did "Bark at the Moon" too, because he wrote both songs. Sheldon, you know, I don't understand why he never got royalties for those songs on "Bark at the Moon" and "The Ultimate Sin." He wrote most of the songs for both albums. But Sharon didn't want to give him the money, that's why he left. Technically, he left. People say he got fired. No, he left. He was like, I ain't doing this shit. And then Zach came in, and we all know the history with him and Zach. Zach Wild! Zach, look at my dick. What's wrong with it? Oh, no, this doesn't work anymore. I remember him telling that story when he had the book, when he came out with the book, Metal to the Masses. I still have the book, signed too. But when he told that story at that acoustic show in New York City, I laughed my ass off. I was like, you had to be there. Two hot chicks going, you know, in the shower, in the bathroom. I think it was a shower. They passed by Ozzy and Zach. And they just like look. And then Ozzy's like, what's wrong with my dick, Zach? What's wrong with it? Oh, no. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. That book has some stories with Ozzy's stories. It was just crazy. So you have to get that book. I think it's called Metal to the Masses. I have to look at it. I won't get it out now, but maybe tomorrow. We'll talk about that. I might do a book review about that. I haven't done book reviews. I might do that. Do Ozzy's book. I know, Zach's book. I do have an Ozzy book. It's like a little mini book. I do have I Am Ozzy, the book. I can't find it. I'm gonna do that. Maybe do Kelly Osbourne's book. She has 2 books, I think. I have one of them. The first one, the original one that came out. Bought it day 1. Didn't get signed. I got another copy. It's signed, but it's not. It's in my vault. Yeah, I got a vault, so just can't get it out because it's locked. But we digress. All right, enough about that bullshit. All right, I talked for 16 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Monday night, July the 7th, 2025, or if you're watching on the replay, like I said, July the 8th, 2025, it is time on video number 2 for your official AEW Collision 100 review. Alright, for the show happening this past Saturday, July the 5th, 2025, once again from the Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, still in Bucks Country. I'm going to be in Texas on pretty much on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And, well, StarCast as well, that weekend as well. So, they're going to be scaring them Cowboys this week and weekend. Alright, so, Collision 100, great show. Great show. Match of the night, FTR and the Outrunners. Amazing match. Bloody war. Well, I think it was Truth Magnum got busted wide open. How? I'll tell you in a minute. But, great show. Tony Baloney Schiavone, or Schiavone for you people that love Jericho. And Nigel McGuinness, me love. A great Brit. There's a few good Brits that came out of England and still live in England, but some other ones pretty much can burn in a docile for I care. We move on. Alright, let's just get this thing done because I want to go to sleep. If I can go to sleep. I'm wired right now. Because I had a good session with the missus. She's knocked out right now. One shot, knocked out. Gotta keep quiet because she might get up. Anyway. Alright, so we start the show off with Adam Cole, baby! The TNT champion. He comes out. Thanks to fans for being on with Collision for 100 episodes. Calls on the best audience he has ever wrestled for. Is that supposed to be a SCU reference? This is the worst town I've ever been in. I missed that. So, alright, so he talks about, oh, you guys are the greatest crowd I ever wrestled for in my career. Alright, then he says, I'll hold on to this title, the TNT title, through the rest of this year and beyond. Well, we'll see. But then Kyle Fletcher comes out, the proto star, and says, hey, the next 100 episodes of this show belong to me. And talks about losing to Cole and All In 2 years ago, 2023, and it was the worst night of his career. Because Cole kicked your ass. He'll do it again. So he's like, well, that was when I had some hair. Before he went nuts and shaved it all off. Actually, when he shaved it all off, he became great. So he talks about killing that version of Fletch of himself. Now he wants to make Adam Cole, baby, feel just as bad, and no one deserves a title shot more than he does. But then the dancing fool, Danny Garcia comes out, and he says, when you talk about the future of AEW, you better talk about me. Put some respect on my name. So Adam Cole, baby, says, Danny boy, oh Danny boy, oh Danny boy, the pipes. No, not him. So Cole tells Danny boy, you can have a title shot anytime, anywhere, but you're gonna lose because, like, remember I beat you for that title, I'll beat you again. So there was they threw out the idea of a triple threat match, but Fletcher's like, nah, I wanted to do this one-on-one. And he tells Danny boy, I already beat you once, I'll do it again. And then, I think it's like, Fletcher says, I beat you, Danny, and then Danny's like, well, everybody's beating me. Bad choice of words there, Danny. So then, Danny and, Kyle, they already have a match later in the night, so they up the stake and says, the winner will face Adam Cole, baby, at All In. So Adam Cole's like, works for me. So I'm like, yeah, triple threat coming up. Why tease the triple threat? Have a match, which is probably going to end in chaos. I'm just saying. They did that with Bayley, Lyra, and Becky. That man, Becky Lynch. They teased it. They had a match with Bayley and Lyra that ended in a double pin. And I'm like, yeah, triple threat, right? Adam Pearce? Yep, made it official. Made it official last week. But it is what it is. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that later on in the show. But the first segment, I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to one of my favorite points of the show. Timeless! Timeless Tony Storm, darling! What's up? She's there in the back, and is ready to take out the CEO. 6 belts, Mercedes Moné, and wants to keep the big, shiny AEW Women's title around her sexy waist. Okay? I think my 4th amazingly hot Asian wife, Mina, was there too. Scrumptious with those lovely titties. We were eating good. So let's say about that. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright. Then we go to our first official match of the night, a triple threat match. Speaking of triple threats, we have one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Shelton Benjamin, came out with the rest of the Hurt Syndicate, minus MJ. I think MJ was there, but anyway, he takes on the Ring of Honor TV Champion, Nick freaking Wayne, who came out with his dad, Chris Good. Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. Yes! She looked good too. And also one half of Jet Speed, Kevin Knight. Alright, it was a pretty good match. Under 10.5 minutes. All the seconds were at ringside, of course. MVP and crew. Blah, 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 blah. So it's also with we saw Kevin Knight having his ribs all taped up, because still with a beatdown that the Hurt Syndicate gave him and Speedball Mike Bailey. So it's also with him clearing the ring, and then Shelty pulls him on the outside, sends the bad ribs out into the barricade, and then Nick Wayne almost steals the match with a close near fall. Kevin Knight gets back up with a inside cradle and another near fall. They get back up. Shelty baby gets drop kicked to the floor, which leaves Nick freaking Wayne to knock Kevin Knight down. As we go to break, and we come back, MVP starts arguing with Mama Wayne. Show me them titties! No, he didn't say that. And then Shelton powerbombs Nick, but then Kevin Knight springboards in with a sunset flip. Nice, for a near fall. And then a double super kick drops Shelton, leaving Nick freaking Wayne and Kevin Knight to slug it out in the middle of that mighty ring. And then Shelton's gets sent back to the outside. And then Nick freaking Wayne hits a big flippy doo-doo-doo, followed by Kevin Knight's springboard double clothesline to the outside. They drop both. I think it was on the outside. They dropped both of them. Yeah, on the outside they dropped both of them. They get back in, and Shelton grabs the ankle lock. Nick freaking Wayne breaks that up with Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Powder time! Excellent! Alright, so against that, Kevin Knight comes off the top with the UFO to break that up, and then he goes and pins Shelty Baby and gets the win. And we know that Jesse does have a AEW Tag Team title shot coming their way against Shelty and Bobby Lashley at All In. I don't think they're gonna win, but you never know. But I hope they don't win. But I like to see Bobby and Shelty hold those belts for like forever, because there's no real tag teams besides the Bucks. But and everybody else is basically on on Ring of Honor, or I was hoping the Outrunners would win the tag team title someday, but they got beat up. They got destroyed at the last pay-per-view by the Outrunners, by the Hurt Syndicate. That was at what was that, a Dynasty? Yeah, there was a Dynasty. Whatever pay-per-view was before the last one. But anyway, all right. So Kevin Knight pins one half of the tag team champions, and they get a match 3 out of 5 stars, and that's that. All right, then we had the Death Riders challenging the Ops for the Trios titles at All In. Now, does that mean Pac, that bastard Pac, is coming back? Unless Moxley's doing double duty, because he has that Texas Death match against the Hangman Adam Page. So, unless that match is in the beginning of the card, then yeah, Mox will do double duty. But I think Pac is coming back from his what, he had a shoulder injury, I think, or no, was it shoulder or knee injury? I forget which one, but all right. So we got that. So it's gonna be most likely Claudio Castagnoli, William Yuta, the guy that scares himself, and probably Pac taking on Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Powerhouse Will Hobbs. I guess Hook is fine with Hobbs taking his spot. I never really mentioned any of that, really. Like, I mean, yeah, at the last pay-per-view, we saw Hook come back during that Anarchy in the Arena match. It was chaotic. Hook comes out and does one thing, and Joe's like, "Come on, help us!" And Hook's like, "Fuck you guys." And that was it. We haven't seen Hook since, really. I know he did a movie, I think. Like a B-level movie or some shit. Alright, so we'll see what happens with that when we get to Saturday afternoon. Alright, speaking of trios action, we get to this trios match. The Funky Chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and as always, we pay homage to the man that's sleeping right now, Mr. Jay Briscoe, we from Skyboy. Alright, we have the man who's undefeated, Hologram, and Sin Cara, Mystico, or Sinbach. They take on the Don Callis family of Roppongi Vice, or RPG Vice Plus, whatever it's called now. Rocky the Middle, and Trent Beretta, along with Hechicero, or Hechicero, whatever you want to call it. I think Don Callis was at ringside. I care less if he was. So it was a pretty decent match. Lots of flippy dippity doos. Hologram hits a Canadian Destroyer, plants Rocky Romero with a Hechicero with a Spanish Fly. Made famous by my mentor, Mr. Joel Maximo, and his brother, Jose. So he hits that for a near fall on Hologram. Then a running knee to face gives Trent Beretta a near fall. And then everything starts going crazy. Mystico comes off the top rope with something looked like a tornado DDT to Hechicero. And a Hurricane Rana sends Trent Beretta to the floor, where he suplexes Hologram. But then Mark Briscoe is back in to low bridge him to the floor. Then he hits that Sabu, like almost like a double jump moon, flippy dippity doo. Hits that, takes out Nakiramero essay on the floor, which leaves him and Hologram to hit their step up flippy dippity doo. So he hits regular flippy dippity doo, then he hits the step up flippy dippity doo on Trent and Hichisaro. And then we go back in and Mystico hits not Mystica, whatever that is, on Rocky. Oh no, he locks in as a submission. So he locks in La Mystica, and Rocky Romero does what he does best. Taps out. When was the last time Rocky Romero won a match? Either be in AEW, New Japan, or even, well, he was, I think, CMLL welterweight champ, but one of those belts he won in Mexico, I think. Didn't hold it. I think he held it for a little while, but I don't remember. Don't remember, don't care. Alright, so Mark, Hologram, and Mystico get the win. Pretty good match, 3 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, they celebrate. And then they play Mystico's song, and Mark Briscoe's like doing some air guitar. You're not Tanahashi, stop. Big ups to Tanahashi, ending his career pretty soon, you know. Anyway, and then MVP and Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, MJF, they pop up on the Tron, and Max doesn't like Mystico or Mark Briscoe, and tells the fans to go back to counting food stamps. Wow, Max. You know something about that, huh? Michael Cock. Anyway. And then MVP starts insulting Mystico in Espanol. And MVP's like, yeah, I fully understand, I agree. Max, all the Spanish you know is from Taco Bell, alright? Stop. Pendejo. Alright, we got that. Let me move on with that. So don't forget, Wednesday we got Mark and Max in a promo battle. You know Max is going to win that. He's going to drop major nukes. I hate to say this, but he's definitely going to mention Jay. He's going to say some mean shit about Jay. It's not going to be pretty. The fans are going to hate it. Mark's going to hate it. Every wrestling fan is going to hate what he has to say if he has to say something about Mark. I think he did it once before, and everyone's like, why? I think it was like a few months after his death, or maybe a year or so after his death. Max did a promo. He said some mean stuff about Jay, and it was just, why? Anyway, moving on. Alright, we got that. Alright, then we see some AEW stars doing some things at a recent NASCAR event, including Swerve driving a pace car. He swerves when he drives, and swerve when he drives, and swerve. Okay, I'm not going to do that dance. I already have that, and many people saw that I doing my epic dance to the Swerve song. I did pretty well. People think, oh, we're talking to the better. No, not really. We did a pretty good job, I think. Both of us did. With this. Big ups to Otaku. But tomorrow, your Orioles go bye-bye. The Mets play the Orioles tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Weather permitting, of course. This is going to be raining tomorrow, all the way, probably into next week, which is, ugh. We're getting what Florida was getting, like 2 weeks worth of rain, on and off. It's crazy. It feels like Seattle. Hi, guys! Oh, no, not you. Go away! Hi, Mr. Joseph! I just want you to know that it rains really, really hard in Seattle. And I have to sit in my car because I live in Seattle. I live in my car. I weigh 150 pounds soaking wet. But I kill myself just for you, Mr. Joseph. I love you, man. Go away, Darby. Throw him out the window. Bastard. Hey, Mr. Joseph! Mike, what? If you need help throwing Darby out the window, give me a call next time, okay? Okay, Mike, next time I'll tell you to throw that piece of garbage out the window. Or you can put them through a flaming table. Because you're awesome. I know, I'm awesome. Alright, you have a good show. I gotta go back to sleep. You woke me up. I didn't wake you up. You woke yourself up. Oh yeah, right. I had to take a shit. Oh God, Mike. Do you have to tell me that? Anyway, say goodbye. Bye. Okay. Go back. Did you wipe? What? Never mind. Too much information. I'm not gonna mention. He probably didn't wipe. What'd you say? No, nothing, Mike. Good night. Anyway. Alright, so we saw that. And, yeah. Publicity. Moving on. Alright, then it's time for Max Caster's 5-minute open challenge. And then, he does this. Let's go, Max, you're the best wrestler alive. He does that, and the fans are getting over with it, but he hates it. He's like, stop! He's like, sing along with The Rock. So he tries to get the crowd to chant, this crowd sucks! And asks who will be answering the challenge this week. So we wait, and wait, and wait. And then we hear the music of Scorpio Sky, a guy from SoCal, from SCU, former trios champion, former tag team champion, twice, with a guy named Ethan Page, you might know him, Men of the Year. Alright, so he's back, he comes out with Layla Gray, lucky bastard, and Darius and Dante Martin of Top Flight. Why? I don't know. So he's back in training, and he accepts the challenge, and he beats Max in 55 seconds with the TKO. I think Max is supposed to have another 5-minute challenge at All In, and people was like, oh, who's gonna be next? And people like putting up things on Twitter of Keith Lee. I wouldn't be against Keith Lee finally coming back after like 2 years. Oh, we're gonna have you come back and beat Max Caster in like 25 seconds with the Spirit Bomb. Or with some other movie hits. I mean, people coming back, or, you got guys like Will Hobbs beating the fuck out of him. I mean, why not have Scorpio Sky come back and then have a guy like, Keith Lee? Then again, they can find Wardlow! Yeah, find Wardlow, and comes back, it's like, hey, we're coming. It's like, we'll have you come back, you did your crap with American Gladiators, which is probably gonna suck. I know, Camille was on it too. And then WWE was trying to block it or something like that. Or AEW was blocking it. I forget who was blocking it. Am I gonna watch it? Fuck no. I mean, it couldn't get any worse than the Hulk Hogan version. Oh. 2 seasons. I don't know why he went to a second season with Layla Ali. Muhammad Ali's daughter. It was horrible. Horrible. You want American Gladiators? Give me Mike Adamle, give me an Adamle original and Larry Zonka. Just saying. Give me the 80s, 90s version of American Gladiators. Give me Zap and Diamond and Turbo and Nitro and Gemini and all those other great people there. Blaze and Sky, or I forget half the names. And some of the events were just like, eh. I mean, they still had Powerball, you love Powerball. But then some of the events were new, and then like, okay, they're not really inventive. What is this? Where's the atmosphere? Where's the assault? The Eliminator was boring as fuck. I remember one year, like, some guy was like, they had the zip line, when they go up the cargo net, and then they go down the zip line and shit. I watched one episode. The guy's going down the zip line. You're supposed to, like, I think, tuck your legs in. The guy didn't tuck his legs in. He fell flat on the mat, broke his legs. I was like, shit! How can you break your legs on the fucking padding? Because you forgot to tuck your legs in like they teach you in fucking training. How? He got up and kind of finished, but he was limping like really bad. They made him finish, but he didn't win, obviously. And anyway, I remember an episode they were doing Divide and Conquer. You know, that football. That first you had football, and then you had like sumo. Unlike sumo, you have to throw them out to get the gladiator out of the ring. And then they had that episode was the one where Blaze started a cat fight. No, yeah, Blaze started a cat fight in the Conquer ring. Like, she went for the head, and you're not supposed to go for the head. And she got disqualified, and then the contender just started going off on her. I was like, what the fuck you doing? She started a, like, legit fight. I was like, holy shit. There's a few episodes where the gladiators and the contenders got into legit fights. I was like, wow. I was like, where's roller games? Where's the fucking alligator? Remember that shit back in the 80s? When they would tie, you know, they would go around the ring, around the rink and shit, getting points, and the most points obviously wins. But if it was a tie, they go into overtime. They bring out the gator. They throw him in the gator pit. Put the gator in the little gator pit thing, and the object of overtime was to knock your opponent into the gator pit. I was like, yeah, let's go. Somebody's gonna die, and one guy almost did. Got knocked into a pit. You see the gator go after him, and then the guy got out really quick. Gator was like this close to biting his leg. Ooh. And after that was Glow. The original Glow, obviously. Gorgeous Laser Wrestling on Channel 11 here in New York City. See? The 80s were the greatest fucking decade ever. You think the 80s were great? Fuck you. That's when I was a little bitty Hulkster dude. You know, I grew up in the mid-70s, 76. The tail end of disco. Ugh. Had to deal with that shit. The start of punk. And then the birth of MTV. I didn't get cable until like 88, so. But I didn't get into metal until around 86, 87. With Ozzy, of course. And then Metallica. I had to go back with Metallica and shit. But now I'm a full-fledged metalhead. You gotta love it. Moving on. Alright, so Scorpio Sky beats Max Caster in 55 goddamn seconds. Gave it a dud, because 55 seconds. Moving on. Alright, then Rick O'Shit doesn't want to talk about last week. Last week where the Gates of Agony beat the fuck out of AR Fox, and then so we're thinking like, what's going on with Ricochet and the Gates of Agony? They're gonna form like a union. They're gonna form a faction. Like Ricochet finally found people to help him out, get some gold around his waist. So he doesn't want to talk about that. So he walks off, finds the Gates of Agony who attacked Blake Christian. Damn. So just basically beating up Hammerniggers. Great. Well, I gotta get something to do. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go back inside the arena for ladies action. Well, a Tony Khan special because, you know, I think it's around, yeah, it's near the death slot. Alright, so we had the resident fun girl, Widow Night Girl. Bam! She's a fun girl. She's a big woman. Not big, fat! You know, like, she's around, like, Rose's weight-ish. Around that area. You know, Rose is, like, 160. I think Willow's, like, what, 180, 200, somewhere around there? I don't know. Anyway, Willow takes on Vipress. We don't know who she is. Some of you don't. We'll have to next time, watch Ring of Honor more. Anyway. So basically, this was a minute and a half bore fest. She hits the spine buster, looks for the bait with a power bomb, but somehow Vipers got out of that, and that was it. She got out of it, and then she got hit with the bounce! Period. Into the bait with a power bomb, and thanks for coming, get your $50. That's it. Alright, so your Tony Khan filler match of the night. 2 out of 5 stars. I hate doing it to Willow because I followed her career from 2015 on. I remember first seeing her, I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn, Willow. I mean, come on. She was kind of weird at first. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like doing all this shit. I'm like, what are you, Daniel Bryan? Dude, yes! Yes, 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 yes! Well, she is, and still is, a great wrestler. And she's an indie darling. Now she's in the big time. AEW, I think she did win a title, I think, yet. But anyway, moving on from that. Alright, then we see Anthony Bowens all banged up after his loss on Dynamite, where Max won the number 2 slot in the Casino Battle Royale. So he's all banged up. And then Daddy Ass Billy Gunn comes in, and now we can say, Sesame Daddy Ass, Sesame Mommy Ass. Alright, so he comes in, and Bowen says, thank you for helping him now. Yeah, where were you last week? Where were you this past Wednesday night? But Daddy Ass tells him, it doesn't happen overnight. I can't help you all. I guess it just doesn't happen. You gotta, do it yourself. So, Bowens wants to win the Casino Gauntlet, even though he's not number 1 or number 2. He's still in the Gauntlet. And Billy Gunn tells him to trust him. Trust me. Okay, Billy Gunn, thinking you're Jake the Snake Roberts. Trust me. No! The only person that can trust, that really trusts Jake the Snake Roberts is DDP. And God bless DDP for saving Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall's life, among others, with DDP Yoga and H. Obama's Yoga. Bang! I do it, it helps my shoulders out. It doesn't help my back out, really. It just helps my shoulders go. Oh, get out, brother. So I do that a couple days a week. Do that DDP yoga. You gotta love it. Alright, so that, so Billy's like, trust me. And like, Bones like, okay. Yeah, trust Billy Gunn to win the Casino Battle Royale. I doubt you win. Max is winning that. Max has to win that. I mean, it can't, unless it's Mark or whoever else is in the gauntlet besides Bowens. I don't think Bowens is going to win this. I mean, if he does, he gets a title shot at Moxley or Hangman. He wants to see that. I'd rather it be like Hangman versus Hangman versus Maxwell Kick a Fart Knocker at whatever the next event is. They do something on Dynamite or Collision. I think the next actual event is Forbidden Door. They're not going to do it there. So probably, if they want to do that match, probably have to be on Collision or Dynamite, or they go all the way to All Out in September. But I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. And if Hangman wins the belt, or Moxley retains it. If Moxley does retain, then it has to probably be Mark, but he gets butt kicked. But I just hope the Death Riders storyline ends on Saturday. It has to end. It's getting too repetitive, too boring. It feels like the final days of the NWO 2000 before pretty much ended with 2001. in the final days of Aces and Eights, kind of like the final days of the Bloodline, because that went on for 4 years. It was great, but then, you know, like, year 3 and year 4 is just like, you know. I think it's going to make a resurgence, though, because now you have MFT, which is Solo's new group. And MFT means My Family Tree. So it's Solo, Solo, Hikuleo, what am I missing here? Damn it. Alright, so it's Solo, Hikuleo, Tangaloa, and I'm missing somebody. It's not Bronson Reed, it's not... Oh, it's JC Mateo. How can I forget him? So, and then eventually when Tama Tonga comes back from injury, whenever that might be, they got their 5, and then we're thinking about Survivor Series by the time we get to November. Roman's coming back pretty soon. Beat the fuck out of Seth Rollins, but then, you know, after that, after it gets done with him, probably get, it's like, oh, I'm coming for you, Solo, or, you know, it's going to help Jacob deal with the whole Solo, the MFT situation. So it's going to be Roman, Jacob, Jimmy, probably Jay, probably Sammy, or Sammy's not in it, they bring in Lance Anoy, or Zilo Fatu. So one of them is going to be joining up with Roman. So Jacob, I told you guys, Jacob will turn and join up with Roman. I told you that since pretty much beginning of this year. Really last year. And you guys don't listen to me. I don't want to listen to you, don't say. I am smarter than you. So when I say something, usually it happens. I told you Jacob was going to turn and join up with Roman. But I have a feeling like that they do that 5-on-5 War Games match. And it's Team Roman versus Team Solo again. Obviously, Roman's team is going to win again. But that 5th member might be Sammy. It might be Zila Fatu, or it could be Lance Anoy. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's early, so I'm just... Hypothetically, it could be that 5-on-5 match. So what does that leave? Cody? Fuck him. They're thinking about doing a double turn at SummerSlam with Cody and Cena. It's like Cena turns back to babyface, which I think is a bad idea. And Cody turns heel, which everybody wants to do, but... I mean, Cody did play a good heel in Ring of Honor when he had the brown hair before he changed it to blonde. He had Brandy Rhodes, and he had, what was it? What was that guy named? Fred the drug-free bear? Whatever his stupid fucking name was. Nobody knew who he was. At first. He kept getting kissed by fucking Brandy. I'm like, who's this guy? I think I did a video saying like, oh, this is, you know, this guy is the guy in a bear suit. I forgot who it was, but anyway, moving on. Blah 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 blah. All right, so Anthony Bowens, you know, trying to trust Billy Gunn to help him win the casino battle royale. Don't think he's gonna do it. What's that? We got that. Ooh, nice car. That is a nice car. Holy shit. I'll watch the prices right. Diane! Oh, sorry. Damn, an $11,000 car back in 1983, like 82, 83. Now, those types of cars are like $80, $90, $100,000 for like a Corvette. Ooh, or a little red Corvette, mind you. Where's Prince when you need him? God rest your mighty soul. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we go to your main... This is the main event? Was this the main event? Let me just check my notes. I think it was. think it was. I get my notes in order. Anyway, so we get to the main event. FTR, Fuck the Revival, Cash Got a Clock, Wheeler, and Daxiax Hollywood with Sophie Hathaway ringside to take on the Outrunners. My good buddies, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd, who still follow me on Twitter. Religiously, they love me. Alright, this match was probably, I think it's probably one of the greatest matches you would see on Collision this year. Great match. The Outrunners of the Mega Powers Elbow Brother. Like, they go for it, gets broken up. We go to break, we come back. I don't know how, but Truth Magnum is busted wide open. We got blood, motherfuckers. And I guess Brain Buster to make it even worse. You know, that wound was going blah blah blah. They go back and forth. Dax comes back in with a Razor's Edge, Chico. Something happened to this, something happened to you, Chico. Razor's Edge neck breaker combo. And then Truth Magnum gets up to knock both of them down. And we get the hot tag to Turbo Floyd. Comes in and cleans house. Then they do the Mega Powers elbow on Cash Wheeler for a near fall. A Sunset Flip gets a near fall as well. Followed by the Shadow Machine. Their version of the Shadow Machine for a 2.999999999 and a Batman 5. They get back up, and then FTR hits their regular version of the Shadow Machine on Turbo Floyd. Fuck. They get the win in just under 18.5 minutes as Stokely Hathaway holds Magnum's foot on the rope, you bastard, to cut off a save. So FTR gets the win, even though it was cheap. But he still get the win. And Outrunners put on a great match and came that close. So you got the Enzo and Cass treatment. Sucks. Oh, it wasn't the main event. I thought it was more. There's more! But match of the night. 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's great. Alright, after that, we cool down a little bit with an 8-woman also tag team match. So we had TJ, Ty Mello, and Anna Jay, the woman with a fat ass and a bad attitude. She takes on the one and only Queen Amanada and Thunder Rosa! Yay! No, not that Rosa. Thunder Rosa. Even though she's pretty thunderish in the bedroom. Alright, so they take on the Ring of Honor Forever Champion, Athena, who teams up with Julia Hart, Megan Bayne the Megasus, and Dekla. I mean, we saw three out of the 4 of these women fight last time. I don't think Julia was in that match. I forget who. I think it was Penelope Ford took Julia's place before that one. Anyway, moving on. So it was a pretty decent match, nothing great. Megan Bayne hits a running Liger Bomb for the win. Wow. A running Liger Bomb off a distraction from a good friend, Penelope Ford. Sky Blue takes out Ty Mello, leaving Anna Jade in charge in a corner. So that feud continues on with Sky Blue and Anna Jay and company. And then Penelope Ford comes in and helps out her, Megan Bayne. Blah blah blah. All right, match was all right. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. All right, then we get a video for Will Ocean Spray. Reach for the sky. Whoa! Bam! His hot wife, Alex Windsor, is coming back from her knee injury. Yeah, she's been home with that knee injury, taking care of their little kitty. So, we get that, and Ocean Spray goes back and forth from whatever he's gonna do. Goes to Dynamite, goes to Collision, then he's right back to England to care of his wife. Goes right back out like 2 days later. That's what you gotta do. Alright, moving on. Alright, so then we go to your main event now, the main event of Collision 100. Kyle Fletcher taking on Danny Garcia with Don Callis and Adam Cole, baby, on commentary. Very good match. Under 15 minutes, back and forth they went. Getting to the end, Fletcher is back after a Garcia's top rope superplex. We get a double down. Fletcher gets back up with a sit-up power bomb for a near fall. Tries the running knee, gets countered into the Dragon Tamer. And Fletcher was about to tap, but somehow he got the ropes. They crash out to the floor where Garcia hits an apron power bomb. Okay, you're not Kevin Steen. Stop. And then Garcia beat the count, barely. But then Fletcher gives him the hell of a kick into the Bling Buster. So, Kyle Fletcher, why are you acting like El Generico / Sami Zayn? Stop stealing moves. I mean, what's wrong with you? So here's the hell of a kick into the Bling Buster. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Kyle Fletcher gets the win, and he has a date with Adam Cole, baby. A rematch from All In 2023. So 2 years later, Cole won that match. They run it back, this time for the TNT title, and I think Cole will win. I hope he wins. I mean, not to say that Kyle Fletcher should be TNT champion. I wouldn't be mad about it, but that mad. I wouldn't be that mad. I'd be like, damn it! Cole lost the belt! After he's won it, like, a couple months ago. Alright, so we got that. And then it pretty much ends Collision with a little bit of a stare down between Fletcher and Adam Cole, baby. For the with the title and shit like that. Alright, so overall, Collision was pretty damn good. So I gave it 7, and what did I give it? 7 out of 10 stars. Not right down the middle of that, like Vin Alfonso would say. Pretty standard rating. 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of Collision 100 down below in the comments section, and that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I am out of here. I am going to take a snooze. I'll be back tomorrow with a couple of videos. I got my Raw review right here on the channel, and on my Metal God channel, my official review of the Ozzy Osbourne / Black Sabbath finale, the end of the beginning. A great show. We'll talk a little bit about it tomorrow over on my Metal God channel. So all you metalheads, get ready. For you people like, you don't do metal videos! You only do death videos! Well, I'm going to do a music video for you fuckers. Not because I have to do it for you, because I'm doing it for me. I don't have to do shit for you. If you can't do anything for yourself, like prove me wrong, but that's another story for another time. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, and until next time. If you're not down with that, well, me and the prophecy, which are better than you, and you know it, brother, sister. We're better than you, and you better remember that. Because if you're not down with us, we all got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Until next time, my friends. Go to sleep. Or top of the morning to you if you're on the other side of the world. But wherever you may be, until next time. Peace.